met Kstarr in 2017. I've always had the name because I'm a big Trina fan. So Kstarr derives from King
Rockstar.
Rockstar,
Yeah.
which I the Rockstar is a Trina. So that's where it came from. When I first
Uh-huh.
got into entertainment, I did a web series. It was a show. Shout out to Raheem Brazil. I did that with him with Miss Tony Bryce. Shout out to Tony. I was in that with her. And I ended up auditioning to be a host of a radio show at our heart radio station. I ended up getting it, and
Mm.
I needed a radio name, and I didn't want to use Karl, and I just took the King Rockstar. I said, "Oh, Kstarr," and I went by Kstarr in the mornings.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I did
Yeah.
radio, and that's where I
Oh,
met a couple of the
wow.
web series people that was coming in the first time. Rico Cassadine, somebody we're not for longer, no longer friends now, but we started our careers together. We both started on the same
Oh,
radio station. So yeah.
yeah. Wow. So it started from radio, and then so how you get into the reality TV space?
Reality TV space. My best friend Tremel. He was on
Shout
G
out to
Status, if
Chanel.
people remember that.
Yes, yes.
And he was new to reality TV as well. He was approached to be on the show. And he asked me, like, after, like, I think midway through the season, or like when it was almost over, he's like, he wanted to get into podcasts and start, interviewing people and stuff, but he didn't want to do it by himself. And he's just like, I feel like we got a good dynamic. We both Leos. I think it'll work. I said, you know what? Hell yeah, I do radio and stuff
Mhm.
now. Like, yeah, let's do it. We started the Corporate Mouth, and
Yes.
opportunities just start coming from there. Show opportunities, reality TV. I've done a couple reality shows where they asked me to be a cast member, but they never really came out, so nobody never saw them.
Okay.
And yeah, you just never saw them, and that was it. So I
That
think
was
the
it.
first one that I did that actually came out was Web Life. And mind you, I got that position because they originally casted Miss Tony Bryce and she declined. And I
Mm.
replaced Tony Bryce on Web Life. And then
Oh,
full
okay.
circle moment, this year we're both on Chasing together.
Divine order. Yeah.
Well, ain't that how that works? So yeah, that's
Yeah,
how that works.
exactly. So now let me ask you, so you got into reality space, but then you decided to want to go and do your own thing and do your own show. So that's where the scene
Yeah.
comes in. So talk about the
So
scene ATL.
the scene ATL, so for after a while, Chasing, if y'all remember, Chasing season 7 has stopped. They had stopped. So G Status had been stopped, and we had other shows like The Circle, On the Way
Yes.
Up. It was a lot of different shows that were out at the time. Some odd reason around this time that Chasing stopped, all the shows pretty much stopped at the same time. So we didn't really have nothing going on in the entertainment space for a good time. So we were like, you know what? So me and my shout out to my girl JT, we were talking like, we should do our own show. We didn't been all these shows that don't be handling us correctly. We might as well go ahead and do this and just do this on our own. So
Mm.
we like we're gonna talk about it, but we like, you know what? It costs a little bit more. We're gonna revisit this. We were have every life be happening. We like, I
Yes.
got this going on. Of course,
Mhm.
my music career had really
Okay.
taken off when I first started it. So but shout out to Rashawn, that was my manager at the time, and she
Okay.
had me booked literally every week. If it wasn't, she had me in Miami, Detroit. She had me
She
in
wasn't playing.
Texas. She had me play. She had me performing. I was
Mm.
everywhere. So it was like, we're gonna revisit this later. So we talked about this again, I think 2023. We decided to do it again. And we like, you know what? Let's talk about we kind of like we had more of a basis now. So we figured out how we was gonna get it. Ironically, everybody that y'all see featured on the show was who we had in mind from the very beginning.
Okay.
You
Let's
know,
pin bookmark
yeah.
that. All right, because I want to know before you get to the cast, I want to know, can you walk us through, Karl, like I said, once again, cliff notes on how the whole setup works when it comes to reality TV, how to put it all together from, getting the idea, pitching it. And I know this is coming from your pockets as well. So
Right.
there's no big network backing,
It
this
sure
all
ain't.
independent. So briefly walk us through that process of you getting that idea together, you're coming together, you have this idea. And so can you walk us through the process?
Yeah. So basically the process of it was just really basically from ground up.
Hmm.
Shooting these shows that never came out, and then shooting things like Web Life that I had done before, and of course JT being familiar with it as well. Then we bring my friend, my best friend Scotty into the mix.
Hmm.
Scotty reviews reality TV. He eat, breathe it. So with that being said, we was like, you know what? We have enough. It felt like Captain Planet with our powers combined, bitch. We can make something happen because we got a gist of how this can work. But so basically, we just came up with a blueprint, like how this gonna work. this is the first time I try to take a shot at doing my own show. I've tried it a long time ago, even before when I was still taking care of my mama, I tried it. But it's like, of course, I ain't had the time nor the energy to deal with it then. But it was something that I was still passionate about. So it's things that I did make. So I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to do it, but I did, of course, use the powers from those two to kind of like get out how we want to go about doing it. We came with an idea, but like everybody has so much other stuff going on. We said we're not gonna revisit. So I think here we come up on the end of 2024. We like, you know what? We gonna sit down and do this. Let's sit down and do it. We came out with a little plan, and I said, "What we gonna go?" We kept saying that's the show. The show. I was like, we need to name it something. And I was like, how about we call it? I said, I'm gonna call it the scene because I said for some reason I see the scene.
Yeah.
ATL.
What is it? What about the scene? What was this?
Yeah,
What
but
about
the
the scene?
scene was a filler name. I just said the scene just so we could
Oh,
keep
okay.
saying that show. So I said we're gonna call it the scene. I said I'm not saying that's the name. So I want you because I thought they thought it was stupid. So I'm like I'm just gonna say the scene because I'm like the scene ATL had a ring to it, but I said I don't know if I want to keep that name because it kind of sounds silly. So I'm like I'm gonna say the scene. I said so the name of I said the show the scene is that we're gonna be making, and then we were talking about it. Then mind you, we were getting into right into the gist of like cameramen, who's gonna possible cast members, when we're gonna start filming, we get to a schedule, and then I think we had another meeting set up the week after. Chasen said they were announcing their casting for season 7, and me
Oh,
and
oh
JT
wow.
and me and JT said, you know what? Let's put a pin in this because she said I want to do production over there so I can learn more from them because they have a very successful show. I said, well, girl, I was supposed to apply for season 5, didn't. I was gonna do it on season 6. They didn't even cast for season 6, and then they canceled the show. So this is my chance to actually apply to be on the damn show. So yeah, let's put a pin in this, and then we're gonna go for Chasing. So we went to Chasing. Like JT ended up getting announced to be working with production. She got on there. I said, okay, now I'm gonna apply. I had interview, made it to the second round, all that good stuff. Come on, singing ATL. So I made after that. I said, so we applied. So Chasen went through their auditions, and after they announced, they picked their cast, and my name was not one of them.
Oh,
So yeah, I didn't make it. So I
oh.
said, okay.
So that was
So
divine order. Okay, back to the
right,
scene.
you see what I'm getting? You can see where I'm getting at.
Yep.
So I had an album, The Throat Factory, in stores now. It's
That's
supposed to
right.
came
You better
out.
plug it in. You better plug it in. Plug
It's
it
supposed to
in.
came out in
Yeah.
December of 2024. But because when they made that announcement, I said, you know what? I can push that album back to March, apply for the show, get on it, and then my storyline is me releasing my album. It worked. Then I can promote my album. It just made so
Right. You
much
had it
sense.
all planned out.
And it all planned out. Like what they say, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan. Ha! That's
Right. Yes.
exactly what happened. So that was my plan. So they gave me with a thank you for auditioning, maybe next time. And I said, oh, okay, well,
Oh
mind
wow.
you, there was a show called Real Life in Music. Shout out to Greg. He was doing their season 3. Everybody, the fan, like there are supporters of fans out here.
Yeah, and I'm working shit on a rich nigga pole, and I'm getting rich. Sucked on his dick till I got a little his ass so fat.
I'm so nasty.
I know, right? Yeah.
So after that, Real Life Music was Greg. I do a lot of work with Real Life Reality. He said he was considering casting me for Real Life and Reality, which I got to interview him, so I need to hurry up. Got to interview with him later on today. But he said he wanted me to be on that show, but he said I figured when they, I see all the fans always say they want you on Chasing, so I figured that's where you was gonna be at. So I didn't cast you to be over here. So mind you, they already 2-3 months and they filming and just said, well, we're gonna cast somebody else. All right, congratulations. I'm sure you'll make Chasing. And then we already put a pin in the scene. So I'm like, so now I went to having all these other shows I could have been on to now it's January, February. I ain't got none. So I'm like, and my album come out in a month. And I'm like, I'm not gonna push it back. I said, we're just gonna let it come out in March. I'm gonna do as much promo as I can by myself, and that's just gonna be it. So after my album came out in March, I did my promo, I did my shows, I went on a couple interviews, promoted it and whatnot. I said, that's done. So I said, since I'm not on no show, 2025 is gonna be dedicated to me. I booked trips to New Orleans, Dubai. I was finna get me out of here. I went, my homegirls was going to Miami, but I've already booked and paid for that. So I'm ready to go.
Right.
So
yeah, yes.
I come back and then there were some things happen behind the scenes that we'll get into later with Chasing Reality brand. Some cast members end up leaving, and I got a call from Mr. and Dario Abrams himself and said, would you like to have another interview to be back a part of the cast right now? What? Of course. So by then, it's kind of like, all right, I'm gonna do that. But I'm jumping too far ahead. While I wasn't doing it, nothing. My album came out. It's like end of March. JT hit me, said, "Oh, we need to do the same. Like, we need to do it now." And I'm like, "Okay." She like, "So how you want to do it?" I said, "Okay, we're gonna do this the right way. We need to go get an LLC. We need contracts made up. We need to get rights and stuff. We got to get everything, bank accounts open. Let's do this the correct way." We did that. I assigned her some things. She assigned me some tasks. We worked together. Boom, we got it. So I said, all right, we're official now. Now let's the cast. Now the cast y'all see was not the only cast. That was a cast, but it was like 3 other people that was in there. We lost them along the way.
So talk about the cast. Like how how do you the cast?
Scotty, Delon, DJ, Bando, myself, and JT. So it was kind of like we're gonna get together, and it was like I think we had 3 other cast members that were a part of that, but one was my ex-boyfriend, which y'all did see on the cast. He quit after he thought he was being set up. Some people you just can't, and I can't with. So if he think he's setting up, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not with you anymore, so I'm not obligated to tell you that. Why would I bring her to set you up? I'm not that type of person. That's not tells you. With me, you should have been paying attention. Apparently, you weren't paying attention when we was together because that ain't even my character. But anyway, if you want to leave, you can leave. So you go ahead and go. The other girl, she was just present for her work things, but she wouldn't do anything with the group. And she's a trans woman, beautiful talent. She's a great artist, but she couldn't make group things, and her being in it wouldn't have made sense. So we had to let her go. Another guy, he thought he was bigger than the program, and I had to let him know that he was not, and he was dismissed as well. So I said, you know what, we gonna do it to people who want to be here and not giving me a hard time. It's my first time, and let's let y'all give you a little tidbit. The scene was making a television show was a lot harder than y'all think it is. Yes, I used to be the producer. We were like, why don't they just do this and why don't they do that? Y'all ain't doing it but filming the show, putting it together, and putting it out. That's way harder than I thought it was.
After looking in, yes, of course.
It's so much harder than I thought. You got to realize all the behind the scenes and all the things that you got to put into it. Then you got to deal with the cast, their attitudes, and all they many things they got going on. I'm not dealing with nobody else's attitude. So, it's a lot going on. I don't know what's in the bag. So it's just like it's a lot that dealing with different personalities and making sure that everybody's where they're supposed to be at, when they're supposed to be there. The scenes go the right times. Everybody's on time. It's a lot. It's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I think people don't realize. To give y'all that quality entertainment, it's a lot going on. It's hard. True. I mind you, when I got done with the scene, I had to do everybody producer I ever went off in or had something smart to say. I'm like, would like to apologize to all y'all to y'all face because I had no idea it was that difficult. I had no idea it was. So I found out and I did apologize. So after that,
right. Karl, will there be the scene season 2?
We are currently in production. And we'll give you, we're doing a members only over on Stylish TV. We'll be announcing pretty soon. We're going to give y'all a little bit more inside tea on what's going on with that. But it's we got the scene when we first came out the first season, it was like begging people to be a part of it. This one, we have to turn a few people away because we got way too many applicants.
Right? Yeah, because that's how it is, though. When
way too many,
because I guess they have to. I guess
you have to see it, and we knew that.
To present it.
They have to see it first.
Yes.
So now it's like we got to do some major shifting now to see exactly who we're gonna do. And mind you, I have a team that's gonna do it. I'm not doing that by y'all ain't gonna put that on me. So we gonna we got a team and we're gonna vote, and that's how
we gotta talk. We gotta talk backstage, Karl. We gotta talk with me.
We do. So I give you that tidbit then because that's what's going on with that.
Yeah,
and then after that, we got to roll in that. That's when I got the call about chasing, and I said, well, you know what? Chasing is where I wanted to be in. Of course, this is my show, the scene ATL.
Right. So how did you manage that?
So what I did was took to Scotty. So when we first did a scene, I was the anchor. I was the center of the show. Scotty, because we tell people to submit their scenes and put their story in. Scotty had the most scenes submitted to everybody. I said, Scotty, heart to heart, let me hold your hand, bitch. You got to drive this train because I got to drive this one over there. Because I'm like, I already know what's going over there, but I got to come there and spice things up and give all my personality over there. And I got so much things between the trips I had already planned because I didn't think I was gonna do anything. And I'm doing. Greg ended up calling me to do Real Life season 3 that's airing right now. I end up doing that first. So I just finished season 3, started the scene, and then started doing chasing. And mind you, I didn't think I was going to be doing none of that. So I already planned a bunch of trips. And now I got to do all this filming.
And you still work a regular job?
Yes. It still work 9 to 5.
I mean, and you sleeping when you
I did not. I did
oh my
not.
gosh.
2025 was the year of no sleep. I did not. And mind you, because he took the anchor position, everybody else started filming more. I start filming less. So the entire season that y'all seen of the scene, I filmed all of that. With the exception of like I filmed like 85% of 15%, of course, I was chasing and couldn't do it. Somebody else had to. But 85% of the season, that's all me. So I was literally at every scene, but I was I was a producer behind the scenes. So I basically filmed everything. So, but after that, I would leave those places, change shirt, change hat. I'm sitting in a chasing scene. Then these a chasing scene. I'm going to film somebody else's thing. Then I will come home, go to bed, get up, do it all over again. Then after I get done, like, I got to breathe her up. You got a trip plan, got to pack, you got to go out of town. Then when you get back, it's another thing you got to film for somebody else because they have an event up, and then chasing doing something. You got to do that. So it was like that for like 6 months.
And you doing panels and stuff.
Panels. Then mind you, the panels too. So we still did the chasing panel. It was a lot going on. Then after that, you got to do the green screens for my show, the green screens for chasing, the promo for the scene, then the promo for chasing, the world premiere party. Then 2026, I get to watch all of it go, and now to get on panels and talk about all of it. For every show.
Ain't that something?
I'd have had them for the
watch you but just kind of look at what you've done. Ain't that something?
And it is. I love to see all this stuff, but 2025 was a big year. And mind you, I took a long break. And I know we've been talking forever because we would be here 6 hours talking about my life and all the things I can tell you, but it's just a lot going on that I'm just like, we'll be here all night. It's a lot of things. Even my chapter from entertainment until now is just as long as like my childhood up until now. Like it's a lot that has transpired. Like we would definitely have to. I would love because I was late. I think we need to do another part 2 at some point.
Yes.
I come in here and grab. We need to tell you a whole bunch because we can really.
Please do.
Because I like this. This was therapeutic for me. Because I was talking about stuff with you. I ain't talking. I realized stuff I ain't even mentioned in a while. So I enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad I was able to provide that safe space.
Yes.